Hey y'all, welcome to Kamira's Kitchen. I am going to be showing you one of my favorite ways to cook sockeye salmon. Now I have about 2 pounds of a sockeye salmon fillet and I'm just going to dry it off. Now guys, let me know in the comments if you guys are salmon people. I used to only like Atlantic salmon. However, sockeye salmon really grew on me when I learned how to cook it correctly. And I'm going to show you the proper way to make it in this video. So I'm just going to cut this salmon slab into different fillets that are about 4 inches wide. I really love the meatier portions in the middle, so I'm going to be using 3 of those. Now I have a mixture of herbs and spices here. I have about a teaspoon of basil, about 1/4 of a teaspoon of rosemary and oregano, a teaspoon of garlic and onion powder, as well as about a teaspoon of salt. So this is like an Italian style blend. I am going to take this and put this all over the top of the salmon and then add some paprika. This paprika is going to help you get a blackened effect and some color, even though you're not going to be cooking the fish very long. If you don't have all of these herbs individually, instead you could use about 1.5 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. I really love some sun-dried tomatoes in olive oil, and so I'm going to take the oil portion because it's seasoned with herbs and garlic and that tomato flavor. I'm going to put it in my hot skillet and just let that warm up on medium heat. And then I am going to put my salmon skin side down. Now, if you have a skinless salmon, I guess it don't matter, okay? But if you have one with the skin, I like to do skin side down first so that it can begin to get crispy. Here's the trick to making your sockeye salmon taste absolutely delicious. Do not overcook it. You only want to cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Actually, sockeye salmon is quite dry and you can slightly undercook it. I never tried to go over 140 to 142 degrees internal temperature. So all you need is about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, and then you go ahead and take it out quick. Okay, because if you overcook it, baby, it's going to taste fishy, it's going to taste dry. You're going to be like, why did I do this? Okay. So in my same skillet, I'm going to turn the heat down a bit and add some diced onion as well as some grape tomatoes and about 3 to 4 cloves of minced garlic. I'm going to let that saute with a little bit more of that olive oil and just let the flavor come out and let it look nice and brown and delicious. And then go ahead and throw in about 1/4 of a cup of sun-dried tomatoes. Sun-dried tomatoes have a really delicious and rich umami flavor, so they are excellent in this recipe. Now I'm just going to throw in some spinach. Baby, how much am I throwing in? Just look at it, okay? Because you know spinach is going to cook down so much, you're going to feel like you didn't even put anything in there. So just put a lot in there, honey. And then throw in the rest of the seasonings that you had left, because you really won't be able to put all that seasoning on the salmon. I want to brighten this up, so I'm going to use juice of half a lemon. However, you could also use 1/4 of a cup of some dry white wine. That would do it too. I'm going to mix this together and then add 1/2 of a cup of heavy cream or half and half. You can use either depending on how much fat you want up in here. Okay, today I was just going all the way, so I used heavy cream. Now at this point, my eye is on low. You don't want the cream to split, so you have to keep that temperature very low. I have some Parmigiano Reggiano, and I just like this because it adds a bit of a nuttiness. I put anywhere from 1/4 of a cup to about 1/2 of a cup. It depends on how cheesy you like yours, but I don't want too much. I am then going to put in about 1 tablespoon or 2 of water. As the sauce starts to warm up, it gets a wee bit thick, so I just add this tiny bit of water, but it is not going to dilute the flavor. Put your salmon fillets back in and just let them warm up for about 30 seconds in the sauce. Remember, they're already cooked and you don't want to overdo it. I then like to just put this delicious sauce all over the salmon, and I assure you, this will be your favorite way to make sockeye salmon going forward. It's absolutely delicious. And I serve this with a cauliflower rice pilaf, which I'm going to show you how to make because it's so quick to throw together. All you need is some butter, some olive oil from those sun-dried tomatoes, and a ton of onion. Baby, throw in half of an onion, 3/4 of an onion. The onion is what's really going to make the flavor. I'm going to saute those onions for about 7 minutes until they're brown, and then put in about 4 cloves of garlic. I have a cup of brown rice that I have already cooked. It was just cooked in like water, salt, olive oil. All right, it's just old rice. You can use brown rice or you can use white rice. The seasonings for this is simple. Some garlic powder, onion powder, chicken bouillon, complete seasoning, a bit of oregano and rosemary, and then I'm going to sprinkle that all over my brown rice. You want to toast that rice. Let it get even browner. That's going to make it very aromatic and delicious. I am going to mix this with 1 pound of cauliflower rice. Because baby, I'm trying to unbig this back, honey. So I'm trying to get vegetables in there any way that I can. And actually, the combo together of brown rice and cauliflower rice is very delicious. So I'm going to just let the cauliflower rice unthaw, add the rest of the seasoning so I can flavor that cauliflower, and I'm going to cook this until the cauliflower starts to take on a little bit of brownness. That way it's not going to be mushy. And to do this, I cook this on a medium to slightly medium high heat. That way the cauliflower gets a really good flavor. That's going to generally take about 7 to 8 minutes. Throw in some fresh parsley and just adjust your seasonings to taste. And when I tell y'all I have been eating this for lunch, oh my goodness, so many days. I love this meal. It's perfect with this rice pilaf. And of course, I have my vegetable with the cauliflower. Let me know if you're going to make this meal. And when you do, tell me how much you love it and what you served it with. I'll see you next time in Kamira's Kitchen. Goodbye and God bless.